Hey, why did he do this? Why did he tear apart Red Devil 2 days after putting up a video called Red Devil Gets New Lease on Life? Well, that's because, damn it, I wanted to run SLI. Let me explain that. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the MSI X99A SLI Plus board, the spacing and the placement of the slots for the graphics cards seem to be awkward, would be the best way I can put it. Because as you can see, slot number 1 is actually down from where most motherboards would have them. I'm not sure why. Either this board is shorter than standard, because as you can see, it's actually shorter there in comparison, which is what I think is the actual issue, or it's something to do with the X99, the way it's set up. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not worried about it because when it's mounted to the P3 case, it seems to work just fine. As you can see, I got both cards inserted and running. I'm using a 4-way bridge that was in my Asus Rampage box because I don't know what I did with the flexible bridge that I was using before, because unfortunately my MSI bridge is too short, doesn't fit there. It's designed for 1-3 spacing, not 1-4 spacing. If that's how that actually goes, there's at least one in there. You know what I mean. Shush. This fan is mounted here to blow air directly across, because the number one issue you run into when you overclock is heat. That is overclocked from 3.6 to 4.4 gigahertz. These are overclocked even from the factory overclock. The Gigabyte WindForce cards are overclocked to 1328 out of the box, and depending on temp conditions and things can boost even higher. I have these set to boost to 1506. However, when they're cool enough, they'll boost past that. Superposition Benchmark was running these cards at 1568. That's a 240 megahertz overclock from the boost clock, which is insane when you consider the MSI GTX 970s, those two that I had in SLI, were barely stable at just over 1400 megahertz. This is cool. I don't know, it could also be because this board though, because this is designed for SLI, the Rampage didn't specifically say it, but a Rampage should theoretically be more apt at providing the power necessary than even this board, because it's not an EATX board, it doesn't have an auxiliary power connector, it just has a standard 8-pin and 24-pin. So yeah, I'm blown away. As you can see, I now have the 240 radiator, the 240 mil radiator mounted with the Corsair H100 because I finally got the cable from China that I needed. Internal USB connection. Who'd have thought that it was that hard to get? I didn't. The way they had this mounted in that NZXT at one point must have been really cattywampus, because this hose is really bad. This hose is tight, but I'm fine with that. You know, it's just the way it is. But it's keeping very cool. Now that I can control the pump speed, that actually feels really nice. Ooh, cool air. As for the way I changed up the back of this system, let me show you. There's literally no real cable management going on other than, you know, just letting it all hang there, because, again, this is not the final case as I would like to have it. I would rather have a regular case. What is hanging? Oh yeah, that's the SATA connector for the H100. But I mounted the hard drives like this because I wanted to. I don't like that stupid cage setup in the back of a P3. I don't think that it has enough room to be using hard drive cages and cable bridges and whatnot, because if I didn't have these mounted like this, I could just lay them flat and then close up the case if I wanted to. But I don't want to. I prefer it open. Everything runs cooler when it's open. All you have to do is you just simply use a lot of the holes that are provided as mounting points for your components, and you're good to go. You can also see that I cleaned it up very well so that I've eliminated some extra cables that I don't need anymore. And this cable will go away as soon as that card sells, because I'm just running one card after that. This is the spot I decided to run my extensions through because it seems to naturally fit there. I was going to run them down here, but I would be too busy, and then they don't reach when you go under there without looking stupid. Although I still have to retrain them because they were in a completely different position in the other case. I'll get that taken care of though. Yeah, I think that works really well for just a short-term solution. I think I've reached the limit on what I can do on air though. I think from now on this is going to have to go to a water-cooled setup, and that is quite a ways down the road because obviously I'm just trying to get my business off the ground, and I can't invest in water cooling equipment when this works as it is. I just can't continue to overclock it farther. I'd like to, but I can't. So yeah, that's about it. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, do that. If you would like to become a Patreon, do that. And then watch some more videos. Keep my view count up. That's what I say. And as always, we'll talk to you later.